maybe, just maybe, there's a benefit to being lazy and being a hoarder. Because a lot of old things, if you wait long enough, things come back around to where they're worth something.
Yeah.
And I was shocked to read a piece that something I figured would never be worth anything is now becoming worth something. And that is old VHS tapes.
Really?
Because unlike vinyl, which has a certain sound fidelity that you don't really get from CDs and stuff, there's a certain warmth to vinyl.
Yeah.
There's nothing advantageous about video cassette technology in that media. So why? And I guess this is just pure collectibleness.
Can I ask this? Is there a beauty in the imperfection when you're watching that VCR and it's got a little wobble to it? And
the answer is no.
I think there could be for some. It's the nostalgic effect.
I guess maybe there is a filter that you can put on when you're doing videos and stuff that people put filters, which is like the VHS filter to make it look like old VHS.
Why would you want that?
But this kind of VHS collecting isn't about the warmth that comes with tracking issues and tape warble. This is about condition. So it's about having like pristine or mint condition VHS, preferably unopened. If you have unopened VHSs.
I still think I have a few of those, but I can't tell you. I didn't know what else to do with them. I've thrown a lot of them. Just thrown them away.
Yeah. I know it. I did too. I remember when I was cleaning out my parents' house. We had lots of VHSs that we used to watch as kids, and I just threw them into the dumpster.
Because I want to say that I tried to find a place that would take him and had a hard time.
Yeah, everyone was saying, nah,
we're good.
We good? All right, so here are some of the most valuable VHS tapes. Back to the Future, you can get up to $1,000 for that if you have one that is not opened.
Used to have it. It used to be one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I think that is one of the classics from the 80s. Back to the Future is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still very beloved.
Yeah, my kids loved it. Yeah.
Fast and the Furious. Now, by the time that came out, which was early aughts, we already had DVD. But there was that period of time where they would release DVD and VHS of movies, and this was one of them. Recently sold for $1,000 there. Teen Wolf, the first printing of Teen Wolf that had Michael J. Fox bearing his chest on the cover, that sold for close to $1,200. Halloween 2, an unopened copy of Halloween 2 just sold for $1,525.
Wow.
Gremlins, $1,250. Dumbo, $1,575. Conan the Librarian, $1,725. A copy of Taxi Driver just sold for close to $2,000. These are VHS tapes.
So if you have a classic movie from the 80s
that's unopened or in...
There's a chance it's worth something.
Yeah. That shocks me.
Well, yeah, me too. And if you had a couple of dozen of them, that'd be pretty darn good money.
This one doesn't even say that it was unopened or pristine, but a copy of The Goonies recently sold for over $4,000. And Nightmare on Elm Street, there was a new copy of that sold for $5,000.
Wow.
So VHS tapes are being collected now.
I don't have any of those in my collection. I threw away most of them, but I kept some.
Mm-hmm.
But none of those.
I found out that young people are collecting CDs now.
They're coming back?
Yeah.
I sold most of those, too.
And I think young people, I mean, obviously they mainly listen on streaming, but they like to collect the CDs. You know, you have your favorite bands and so on like that, and you want to collect their CDs. So we are such a collecting culture. I mean, heck, look at our buddies' Heritage Auctions. I mean, people just like to collect things.
Yeah.
There's collections everywhere.
I could see that too, the CD thing, because they're small. It's almost like collecting baseball cards.
Yeah.
And there's usually great artwork on the cover of the album, or CD in this case.
And I would think it's kind of a form of time travel if you're a younger kid today. Mm-hmm. It's like the technology of the past is kind of interesting. CDs. It's strange that we went through so many iterations of media that we used to consume. The different mediums, media. Because I remember when I was real little, we had 8-tracks, and then we had cassettes mainly. Mm-hmm. And that, I just remember thinking, okay, there's nothing that will replace the cassette.
Right.
No. It's just so great. It's portable. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. We all got our Walkmans now, so we can carry around our music with us.
As good as it gets.
And then CDs came out, and then, okay, that's it. We've got it now. It's digital. It never degrades. This is awesome. And then after that, streaming came around, and what will replace streaming?
Whatever gets fed straight into the chip in your brain.
Which will be a form of streaming. But yes. Yeah, and that's the prediction that I have, is that we will just start buying experiences. So in other words, you won't have to listen to that song in real time. You just download the experience of having listened to it. So you don't have to sit there and wait through it and everything. It's just, you're just experiencing it in a nanosecond. You remember everything about it now. And, that was great. It was really wonderful. So we compress the time of it. And the same with movies. You just download the experience of the movie rather than having to watch this thing unfold through the mediation of your sense perception. You can just download it into your brain. So if it already went through your sense perception.
If you were to watch 3 movies and listen to 3 albums, that would take 15 hours of your day. Mm-hmm. But this way, you can do that in about 15 seconds.
Yes.
So you could experience a million things every day.
Right. Yeah, and that's going to be the way that we live multiple lifetimes. It's a form of immortality compressed into a shorter period of time.
I wonder if our brains can adjust to that, or will it be overload?
Oh, I think we'll adjust to it. Yeah.
I think our heads will explode.
Why do you think that?
It's too much.
It's an awful lot to process every day.
I don't think George likes thinking about these things.
No, it's not that. I guess I haven't thought about him in those terms, and that just
let's just say that those are the terms.
Yeah, it's just kind of mind blowing.
There is. I know a few people that I talk to that when I talk about this stuff, it makes them nervous. They have an experience of nervousness about it. So I think that some people, it's just there's something unsettling about it rather than exciting about it.
Yeah, I would think most would think that's unsettling.
Why?
That we're not going to experience things in real time, that we just downloaded into our brain. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I worked like a year on that film.
Well, you no longer will have to probably work a year on the film. We've
AI
shortened the process of production as well. And how cool would it be to live multiple lifetimes within one life? It's like you can live inside your mind as a different character or avatar.
Our own, just one life. How are we going to handle?
It's because of the
5?
Inefficiency of biological life. That's why we can't handle our own lives. But once we're unchained from that, things are going to be awesome for a while. And we'll collect VHS
I question
tapes.
all of that.
We'll collect virtual VHS tapes then. We'll download the experience of collecting them.
Okay.
So look through your collection and see what you have.
I am going to do that.
I still haven't gotten rid of my CDs.
Well, I've got probably 200 CDs.
They're still in the closet.
Yeah.
Man, I had at least 200, if not more, in a closet, and I just kept opening that door and looking at them. And finally, about 2 years ago, I put them all in a box, took them to half-price books, and sold all of them. I kept maybe 30 of them that were really special to me, but got rid of all of the others. And those 30 that I kept have not looked at them since. So I don't even know why I kept those.
So how many did you take?
I took at least 200, if not more.
Did you get $100 for it? No, you probably got like
Probably
75,
not.
something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Jeez.
I was just so happy to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm. What about vinyl?
I've still got my vinyl. I didn't have as many albums as I had CDs, but I've got a box of albums, and I've probably got 100, I would say.
You know, I don't know that the only vinyl I ever owned was singles.
45s?
Yeah. Because I don't think I ever owned an album because it was kind of on the way out, when I was coming into musical consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
My parents had a vinyl player, and I remember playing their records a lot. They had some Elvis and stuff like that, and the Waylon Jennings Outlaws album with Willie and Jesse Coulter and all that. So I remember playing their stuff, but I don't remember me owning an album. I just had little singles. I remember I had a single of Pac-Man Fever. Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
It's the worst song ever. Look that up, Tyler. Pac-Man Fever. When Pac-Man was sweeping the nation.
Mine is correct. Is that one?
I can't even remember how it started off with the Pac-Man opening sound.
Pac-Man Fever.
Coming to get you.
Pac-Man Fever.
There it is. The Pac-Man sound.
I got a pocket full of quarters and I'm headed to the arcade. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm bringing everything I made.
Kind of remember this.
Yeah, I do.
I got a callus on my finger and my shoulder's hurting too.
Is this really detailed, intricate music? Taking care of business. I wonder what an unopened copy of Pac-Man Fever would go for. My vinyl, though, that I do have is in the worst shape of all time. We were not very careful with records. No. We'd get record stack happening. We'd get, not going to mess with the inside paper sleeve. We'd just throw that away and just put the vinyl straight into the cover. I know. We were always just ripping the needle straight off the record, scratching across a few tracks. We were kids. What did we know?
Nothing.
We didn't think it'd be valuable. It was SG back then.
Yeah.
Look at this stupid vinyl. Cassettes are the way of the future, old man. And the old man had the last laugh on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, thank you. That is the Odex.
Thank you, Craig. Well, we start off with the Ken Paxton trial again. Did you see who was almost going to testify yesterday?
Mm-hmm. The mistress.
The mistress. Her voice was going to be disguised.
No,
it wasn't? Oh. Yeah, but she showed up. How tense was that? She shows up. There's Mrs. Ken watching this. It turns out the mistress didn't have to testify at the last moment. The defense, I guess, wins some. They didn't want her to have to testify, and of course they somehow were able to get that through. And the defense, the prosecution rested yesterday. And the defense started up, but they may vote on this thing as early as today, whether or not they're going to impeach him.
Okay.
Ken Paxton, of course, is our attorney general here in Texas. And
AG.
He was reelected for a third term last year in the middle of all this.
Yeah, knowing that all this was out there.
Yes. We don't care. We don't care.
I voted early vote.
I voted early vote. He's only the third official to be impeached since Texas became a state in 1845.
Who are the other two?
The other two were also Ken Paxton. So he's got there's a lot of stuff about him. Yeah, we shouldn't judge on appearance, but there's something about him that just always looked a little.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like he's up to something.
Yeah. And his mistress was somehow involved in this whole scene because it exposed him to blackmail, and the mistress was somehow related to that real estate developer guy that remodeled Paxton's kitchen. Is that right?
Yeah, it was like a three-way trade.
Yeah, they were having a three-way.
Well, I don't know about that.
Or trade, in a way. Paxton's former chief of staff, Catherine Missy Carey, testified this week that he initially refused to identify Olson, that's the name of the mistress, when the chief of staff confronted him with a photo in 2018, and he just looked at the photo and said, "Oh, that's my real estate agent." What? What'd you say? Oh, nothing. It's just a dental hygienist.
You said real estate and dental.
It's everything. It's nothing. It's nothing. I don't know who you're talking about. I can't see picture.
Okay.
Wasn't very believable. Anyway. Dallas Love Field is relocating its rideshare pickup.
Good. It's always been confusing.
There's a lot of congestion.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're going to get picked up by Alto or Lyft or Uber or Wings.
Uber.
You heard of Wings?
I drove bus.
No.
I haven't either.
Is it with a Z?
Yeah. It is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yay!
I was kidding.
But yeah, if I pick you up in Wings, then you can.
Here we go.
What? Yeah, if you get the app-based ride share, or you want to get a taxi, or something called peer-to-peer luxury vehicles.
That sounds awesome.
What is peer-to-peer luxury vehicles? Is that like
a limo?
Automotive BitTorrent?
I don't know.
Is that
or
something,
LimeWire, or what were those peer-to-peer sharing?
Is that something like
Napster?
The Airbnb for cars?
Maybe.
I think that's what that is.
Or a limousine. You will now have to walk to the south end of Level 1 in Garage B.
That sounds confusing, too.
That's
It's kind of the way it is in Austin. You have a long walk into that parking garage.
South end of Level 1 in Garage B.
Yeah.
The garage behind Garage A.
Row H.
That's way out there.
Well, a WFAA reporter, Sydney Persing, walked from the baggage claim to the new pickup area in Garage B. 9 minutes. That's how long it took her.
Wow.
That's kind of a long walk.
Yeah.
I bet I could do it faster.
Well,
You're a fast
that's
walker.
not the point of this, is whether or not you can beat some
that's
FAA reporter's time.
That's the current time to beat. So I'll go there today and see
She wasn't
if
trying
I
to
can...
set a record. She was trying to give you an idea.
That'll go over well with people who order up the car service.
Love Field says that DART and all shuttle buses will continue to pick up and drop off on the lower level roadway. And if you have a family member or a friend picking you up, they can still pick you up from the normal areas. But it's just if you're doing rideshare and stuff. You have to walk for that. And it only applies to pickup. You can still get dropped off curbside.
Okay.
What? You look confused by that.
Well, if you let them drop off, then why not just let them pick up there, too?
Well, then we're right back in the same problem.
Yeah, but it's a long walk.
That's double the traffic if you let them pick up as well.
El Phoenix celebrating its birthday. 105 years. That makes it the oldest restaurant in Dallas, Fort Worth. And, this says oldest restaurant open in North Texas.
Is that the one right down
bigger.
here, close to us?
Well, I think they just mean the whole, the store, the chain, too.
But I'm wondering, isn't this the original?
One, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know that it's the original. It's not the original, but I think it's a pretty old location. This one that's right down here near downtown. And gosh, if they own that land, that's got to be worth a lot of money, right? The original El Phoenix location.
I think it's paid off
original.
By now, 105 years later.
No, I think they kept refining it, getting lower rates. Says it's one of the longest lasting restaurants ever in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Yeah, there's now 14 locations in DFW.
Looks like they moved into that location in 1925.
25, jeez. Didn't FDR
Almost
die in
100
there?
years.
Did he die in there? No.
Dine!
No, that was in Fort Worth. That was in Fort
Stop
Worth.
it. See? He can't help but go into that voice.
That was in Fort
Nine?
Worth with Jimmy Chunga.
FDR ate it at El Phoenix, though, right?
Was it?
I don't know.
I just remember
We just had a story
Jimmy Chunga
about
and
FDR eating
Yeah, I don't think it was El Phoenix.
with a guy named Jimmy
I
Chunga.
think it was Taco Bueno.
No.
You've got
FDR never ate at a Taco Bueno.
Put that on a shirt.
FDR never ate at a Taco Bueno. Yeah, find out, Craig. Search up Jimmy Chunga and FDR.
Okay,
I just want to
I'm
get some
searching
more memes going that we had a couple of months ago. Those were awesome.
FDR Mexican food Fort Worth.
And why was...
That was the original Mexican Eats Cafe,
Yeah.
What is that?
where he came to Fort Worth, FDR did,
Okay.
various times to visit his son Elliot, who lived there. And he
Elliot FDR.
and he would always dine at the original.
With Jimmy Chunga and Grover, according to 1P1. Remember, Grover was in on that somehow.
Was FDR the first U.S. president to eat Tex-Mex?
Yep.
Ooh, that's a good one. I do know Teddy Roosevelt came to the Lone Star State.
Yeah, because he stayed at the Menger Hotel,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yep.
Or one of those?
Yeah.
There's also a hotel in Port Aransas where he stayed. We used to read that historic plaque every time we were there, so I bet he had Tex-Mex.
He was a big enchiladas
Porter
verdes fan.
Ranzis was about to say hello, but he didn't.
And I'm glad
It's
he didn't.
Port
No.
Aransas.
Did you know that in the 30s, El Phoenix wasn't even really serving Mexican food? They were serving oysters Rockefeller, chicken fried steak, and spaghetti meatballs.
Huh.
Then they pivoted. Pivot? Pivot! Pivot!
Little
You remember
tired,
that from Friends?
Little tired of that
No.
term.
Pivot?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
it's
know.
overused these days.
I know. I agree.
Yeah, that Friends, that was hilarious. Glad you remember
Ross.
all those funny lines.
I got bad news. Celebrity has passed.
Oh, not Bob Redford.
No.
Thank God.
And I found out that Electric Horseman is now streaming on Netflix, but it's still having audio issues with the opening song and the song where Rising Star is running towards the end, which is a horse.
Okay.
Okay. Good
But
note.
anyway, just wanted you guys to know.
Yeah, I was wondering that. All right.
I'll give you a hint. This is a Guinness World Record holder that lives here in DFW, or lived it.
The man with the longest fingernails.
Okay, he said fingernails.
One of the big dudes on the motorcycle.
Okay, those dudes have not been alive in 40 years.
No way.
Were
They're
they
still
twins?
alive.
They were twins who rode undersized bikes, right?
Yeah.
Were they in the
Why did
record
that
book?
picture stand out in our minds as kids so much?
Were they the world's heaviest twins?
Yeah.
Is that why
Yeah,
they
I
were in
think
there?
Yeah, and they rode undersized
ever
scooters.
to ride a motorcycle. A moped.
Billy Leon McCrary and Benny Lloyd McCrary.
Yes.
Okay, they
Oh, they
made
have the
it.
same last name.
Billy passed away in 79.
See?
Benny made it to 2001.
Dang.
They
I think
were
they have the same genetics.
Billy weighed 743 pounds, Benny 723,
Man.
and they rode mini bikes.
Did Gil Brandt think about it?
How many?
And
Maybe
bringing them to training camp and putting
Couple-
them at defensive tackle.
couple giant guards, maybe.
Yeah.
The late, the great Gil
Gosh.
Brandt.
Okay,
We,
Yeah,
think
that's
about
wise
this. When
now.
we were
Yeah, it
kids, we had so little entertainment. We used to actually just sit with a book that we had
Stupid records.
that we had read through about 1,000 times already, and we just sit there and look at the same world records over and over again, looking at those stupid pictures of that fingernail woman, and the mini bike guys, the world's tallest man with the top hat.
So, are those undersized bikes,
Yes,
or
they're
are
undersized.
they?
That's just your average dirt bike.
Yeah,
back in the
are
day.
they so big they
are
make them look
straining
small?
the suspension there on the back. Gosh. Back to the celebrity.
just tell
that
us who
has
died.
passed. Zeus, the Great Dane, the world's tallest dog.
No.
Once again, the world's tallest male dog. It says here again.
Well, that's sad.
Sorry to hear that.
I know it.
sad.
You know, he had his leg removed due to cancer. He had leg cancer, and they took off one of his front legs, but he died of pneumonia that he had gotten, I guess, after they amputated the leg. And he was only 3.5 years old.
Oh,
but
man.
he was a
pup.
champion.
He was
Zeus
a
was a champion. The fugitive has been captured. This happened towards the end of our program yesterday. Danilo Cavalcanti, the 34-year-old crab walker who escaped the Pennsylvania prison on the lam for 2 weeks, and he was captured alive.
Speaking
yesterday.
of dogs, the dogs helped out on this.
Yeah, they snuck up on him, and then they used a search dog as he tried to crawl away through the underbrush. Search dog caught him, got a hold of him, and that was
That
it.
tore him up
They
a little
captured
bit.
him. And have you seen the pictures of him? He's got
Yeah.
an old bloody face,
Yeah.
says "I love you," and
With his Philadelphia Eagles sweatshirt on.
How funny was
Yeah,
that? He's wearing an
Eagles fans.
Eagles sweatshirt.
Figures.
but he was in prison for murder, so they captured him. He was pretty successful staying away for 2 weeks. He had stolen a van, and he had stolen a rifle.
Why didn't he keep going in the van?
He ran out of gas
Oh.
and didn't want to risk filling her up, you know, because they would have to get premium. That's my Brazilian accent.
Okay.
By the way, Tyler, I sent you some audio here we need to hear in a second. But did you hear that in the interview with authorities afterwards, he said that his plan
Yeah.
that next day was to carjack someone with the rifle?
Oh.
Yeah, he was going to use the
geez.
rifle to carjack someone, and his plan, going to Canada.
Mhm.
He was going to head for the Canadian border.
Interesting. All right.
So he had thought it out in Portuguese.
and
in his
figured
head,
he could use his Portuguese in French-speaking Canada.
But he was captured by a 4-year-old Belgian Malinois named Yoda. Maybe we'll talk to the dog at 8:40
Talk to the
today.
dog.
Yoda, who captured the crab walker. And police posed with him afterwards, and some people were saying that is a kind of a
That was
bad
kind of
look.
weird. It
Yeah.
almost looked like a team photo.
I know it. Yeah, posing with him as if it's, you know, an animal you've just killed. It's kind of strange there. But he survived on. He stumbled on a watermelon patch during his time on the loose, and he said that he stole watermelons from the farm in order to survive, and then he buried his dung. He was constantly burying his dung.
Well, I guess that's smart. I bet
Yeah.
the dogs could still smell it, though.
He said he
His
buried it.
Brazilian dung?
Yes.
His Brazilian
I
watermelon
guarantee you
dung.
those dogs could still smell it.
Yeah.
But he said he buried it because the trackers would see human dung. Not that the dogs would smell it.
I gotcha.
But that the trackers could tell
couldn't
human
track
dung
it.
from animal dung.
Yeah.
So that's why he buried it. He also said that a couple times
Yeah.
he was within inches of being caught. Like he was in
Inches?
He was in grass
Like
and
he-
someone
Walked
stepped
right by him.
He and an officer were backing up into each other, looking for each other, but they were backing towards each other, and then
Yes.
right when their backs almost touched, they spun
Turned.
around and turned,
Just
like the
like-
Marx Brothers or Three Stooges.
Speaking of that era of television, this question was actually asked of the authorities at the press conference yesterday.
Sir, is there any concern that he would team up with another small man to step inside the trench coat, Little Rascal style?
No.
That's so dumb. Do we know who did that?
Yeah, it was a guy named
It had to be a radio person or media person doing a bit.
Michael Rainey. He's not a radio or media person that I can tell. He has a book out. He said, I attended the press conference because I knew no one else would ask the questions that needed to be asked. He asked if they were concerned that he would team up with another small person inside a trench coat a la Little Rascals.
Yeah, who would step inside the trench coat, and they'd pose as one man.
So unnecessary.
Why is George smiling then?
I'm not smiling. I'm smiling in disgust.
It's always weird. Walter Koenig from Star Trek is 87.
Who's that?
Ensign Chekhov.
Sounds like a Russian hockey player.
Is he the last other than Shatner?
Yep. They're the only two. Sulu is still alive.
Uh-huh.
George Takei.
Oh, my. John Bowser Bauman of Sha-Na-Na is
I used
76.
to watch that show.
Sam Neill, 76. Singer Morton Harkett of Aha is 64. One of the
Okay.
greatest songs of all time.
Yep.
Talking away. Dan Cortez of Fame is 56. Mark Hall of Casting Crowns is 54. Loved that first album. Mr. Jones and Round Here.
I was counting crows.
Tyler Perry, 54.
Funny.
Actor, singer, I think that's also Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clarify. Actor, singer Logan Henderson of Big Time Rush is 34. BTR. I actually saw them at Choctaw once.
Really?
Yeah. Actor Emma Kinney from The Connors and Shameless is 24. Larry Brown turns 83 today.
Greatness.
Boy, wasn't he an MVP too?
That's a different
Super
Larry
Bowl?
Brown. This is the basketball coach.
And Jimmy Butler is 34.
Okay, greatness.
It's a date.
That's Muse. All right. We had the big news story today that Danilo Cavalcanti, the crab walker who escaped from that prison in Pennsylvania, was captured yesterday. And he was captured with the help of our next guest. Joining us on the ticket hotline is Yoda, the Belgian Malinois police dog that captured the crab walker. Good morning.
Reluctant I feel, but talk to morning radio I will.
Listen to that voice.
Yeah, it's great to have you.
Capture crab walker I did.
Yes. Well, was it hard trying to capture the crab walker?
Do or do not. There is no try. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't keep on.
That's a put on, huh? Oh, that's
I
pretty
had
good.
you there, didn't I?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. You know, it's fun. I'm named Yoda, but I don't talk like that stupid Muppet from the Star Wars. You know, I guess I just like to play with people's expectations, you know?
Sure.
Okay, well, I guess your owner was a big Star Wars fan then.
No, you know, actually, George, it's interesting to bring that up. I'm not even actually named after the Star Wars character. I'm named after a different Yoda.
There's another Yoda?
Yeah, it's a famous Swedish mountain caller, I think, or something.
Who's that?
His name's Yoda, and his last name's like Leahy Who, I think.
Oh,
I'm not
my
sure.
God.
I would have told me the story, but I was only half paying attention.
All right, well, take us through the capture of the crab walker.
You know, Craig, it's something I don't like to talk about too much because, you know, it's just my job. But I'll talk at length about it. You know, it wasn't that hard, to be quite honest with you. You know, just all my years of training really kicked in, and that's what it's about. You know, when you get in these situations, your training kicks in, and you don't have to think. That's why you do all the training. You know, so I was trained to track Brazilian watermelon dung. Spent 20 years doing that.
Okay.
And it turns out my skill set fit perfectly here. I mean, perfectly. Because this guy, he was surviving from some wild watermelon some guy was growing out there. And he broke into this watermelon patch, and he had been eating that. So, of course, his dung was filled with watermelon seeds.
Mm-hmm.
He was eating them. He didn't know that, you know, they'll grow in your stomach if you eat the seeds.
That's true.
But so you know, so I just followed the trail, and that was easy. And you know, this guy's getting all his attention, like, oh, it looks so great that he was on the lam for 2 weeks. Isn't he a brilliant escape artist? You know, oh, he crab walked up a wall. Oh, let's give him attention. You know, but look. I sniffed out his dirty butt from 100 miles away. Who's celebrating me? Come on.
Well, we are. That's why we had you on.
Yeah, you guys are like the only ones, Thanks to the sports radio station out of Houston or wherever.
Dallas.
But it was when I got up on him there, he was sleeping in like this thicket of Johnson grass. It was real tall. It had gone to seed, and he's just laying there, and he was laying on that gun. He had stolen a gun. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, we heard about that.
But he'd stolen a gun like several days before and everything, planning on carjacking people. But he was laying on top of it. He was asleep, laying on his stomach, and I get up on him. I see him. I knew it was him right away. He's wearing that stupid Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
And he's wearing Eagles pants.
And now we didn't hear that he was wearing green pants.
No. It was like they were jeans, but they had Joe Walsh patches on the back pockets.
Anyway. Oh, those Eagles. Okay.
But so I just I noticed he's sleeping, and he's sitting there cutting them when he's sleeping and everything. And smell the water.
Really?
Yeah. But I grab him by the junk.
Oh.
I mean, so I knew this guy's not going to get away, right? So I grab him by the junk and just clamp down with that, 2,000 PSI pressure that I got in that Belgian melon log.
Right.
Oh, mine. But I think I got like a 3-inch tear in the scrot or something like that. I forget what the stats are.
Wow.
But yeah, I was pretty proud of that. But then, of course, he wakes up and we start wrestling for the gun. But I got off 2 shots at him.
Got off 2 shots.
Yeah, got off 2 shots. Parted that stupid hair of his with the second shot, but finally subdue him. And I start immediately grab my lapel radio and call in the other offices.
Oh, so you went in by yourself? I thought it was like a whole group.
This was done totally by myself. They hadn't found him yet.
Oh, wow.
You have a radio?
I was just out on patrol, and I found him all by my lonesome there, but. So I call in the other guys on the radio, and the other officers show up, and we arrest him and, zip tie him and all that kind of stuff. But and he starts immediately going, we tell him, you have the right to remain silent and all those stupid Miranda rights. We're giving these criminals way too many rights, you know what I'm saying? But the right to remain silent, he doesn't even take that right. He starts immediately going off about how great he thinks Jalen Hurts is.
Started talking trash.
Oh, man, he started talking about it. Says, Jalen Hurts is the best ever. You guys are going to see it this season. He's going to be an incredible year. Super Bowl round. He did mention in passing, though, that he thought Jalen runs a little bit too much. But anyway.
Okay.
Boy,
going on.
All sorts of hot takes.
Meanwhile, I'm like, dude, look, you're getting arrested. Maybe cut back on the Eagles talk a little bit,
Right.
Did you see how bloody his face was, too, by the way, when he was captured?
Yeah, did you do that?
Yeah, that was all scrot blood. That was all scrot blood.
How'd he get up there?
Migrated during the wrestling. Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable. And then these freaking law enforcement's up here. They cut me out of the pics. They're all posing with them. You just see me sometimes.
Right.
I was going to say, I didn't see you in the picture.
It's unbelievable. These guys, they busted my balls. I know what they're doing.
What are you going to do?
Same way it always is. Hey, so what's the deal, man? So DeSantis, he just can't make a run at Trump. It just seems like
all right.
Yoda, we're going to let you go, but we appreciate the time. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot, George. I appreciate it. I love you. I love your show down there in Houston. I get down there every once in a while.
But okay, thank you.
All right.
We'll see you. There goes Yoda, the police dog.
More and more is coming out about our extraterrestrial allies from the sky. The ridiculous stories started pouring out of Mexico because Mexico's Congress had some hearings about UFOs. And there was the craziest presentation by Jamie Mawson. He's a journalist who's kind of out there. He's been on various news outlets touting aliens and for quite some time. But he showed up in front of the Mexican Congress with 2 alien bodies.
They're so fake looking.
That he claims were found in Peru in 2017.
Uh-huh.
The alien bodies are tiny in structure, chalky in color, 3-fingered hands, 3 fingers on each hand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Not 3-finger hands. And shrunken or desiccated heads. He claimed that the specimens were buried at a remote site in Peru and were 1,000 years old.
You're not.
According to carbon testing that was carried out by researchers at the National Autonomous University of Mexico. But the researchers at that place have since distanced from his conclusion, saying, hey, look, we just tested specimens that he gave us, and they tested to be 1,000 years old, but we have no idea whether those specimens came from these ridiculous alien bodies that he has in front of Mexican Congress or not.
That are made of plaster.
They looked so fake, didn't they?
Yeah.
He is well known for making such claims and for dabbling in pseudoscience on TV, as well as for selling his own line of supplements. He promotes his own line of supplements as well. But they did have some more legit speakers in front of Mexican Congress. Is that what they call it? Mexican Congress?
Think so.
The Mexican Congress. Including Ryan Graves. He's a former fighter pilot for the U.S. Navy who described his close encounter with a flying sphere encasing a cube.
Those are the ones that seem convincing to us, the fighter pilots' accounts of all these, and some video along with it.
And Graves is one of the guys who testified in front of our Congress recently. And he said on X, shortly after this, the alien bodies were wheeled out in front of the Congress in Mexico, he said that he hates that happened. You know, he was just there to share his real story, and he didn't know it was going to be this part of the spectacle clown show that this other self-described journalist made it by bringing out the specimens. But Peruvian news reports have suggested that Mr. Maussan got wind of some mummies in 2017 from a Peruvian tomb raider. An analysis of the specimens in question in Peru showed that they were manufactured using a combination of human and animal bones, vegetable fibers, and synthetic adhesives. Another analysis in 2021 determined that the head of one of the specimens was a deteriorated llama brain case. It's the name of my band. So, those looked really fake, and if you see the pictures of them, they look triple fake.
Yes.
They look like plaster of Paris.
Yeah, even for me, and I want to believe, but they were too fake looking.
Do you think that if we ever do find alien bodies, or the government comes forward with alien bodies that they've recovered, that we will have basically gotten it right in all these artist renderings, that they are these little small humanoid type figures with the overly large head, overly large eyes.
E.T. looking?
Yeah, the small mouths.
If they are roughly our size, yes.
What creeps me out are the reports that we have those bodies and we've tested them, the skin and all that, and they are synthetic materials. In other words, they're kind of like consciousness sleeves. So they're just these synthetic beings that the aliens create to house their consciousness, to be their little worker bees down here on Earth when they send them out here. So
creepy.
Yeah. They're not really made of flesh. They're made of some other substance.
Genius.
Yes. Yes. It's so beautifully creepy. Okay, let me ask you this. Are you more aware of the importance of rivers to ecosystems today than you were, let's say, 3 days ago?
I would not say more so than 3 days ago, but I am more so than 10 to 20 years ago.
Okay.
Seeing all the stories about how the West is drying up because the Colorado River is drying up. And yeah, it really opened my eyes to how reliant we are on those waters.
But your awareness hasn't raised in the past few days.
No.
Dang it. Well, then I guess Lewis Pugh, all of his work was for naught because he swam the entire length of the Hudson River, or at least a 315-mile length of it, in a month to raise awareness of the importance of rivers to ecosystems. And he just finished.
We've heard about it now. So
I think it was yesterday he finished this. In 1 month, he started in the Adirondack Mountains, and he swam all the way to Battery Park in New York.
Pretty good.
City. Yeah. He would swim, I think, around 10 miles a day. He'd do 5 miles in the water in the morning and another 5 miles at night. And he planned this for over a year. He trained for it. He would either camp or stay in Airbnbs at night. But he said it was really challenging because you've got lots of rocks and branches in the river, and if you hit one of those, it's a high-consequence environment, he describes it. He said you don't have any brakes, you're moving fast, and then there are rocks in front of you that can be kind of sleepers just right up under the surface. But he said it was beautiful doing this, especially at night, because he experienced that rare blue supermoon that we had. And he said swimming at night under that thing was just, almost a mystical, magical experience.
I bet.
He said it was so peaceful and so beautiful with the lights bouncing off the river from the heavens.
That Hudson Valley's beautiful. I've been up there a couple of times.
God, there's so much of this world I want to see, and I'll never get around to it because my couch is comfortable. I hate being me.
Take it with you.
I just hate being me. Take my couch with me.
Gordon Keith.
Wherever I travel. He said he really enjoyed it when he got to the Marist College in Poughkeepsie.
The home of Rick Smits, the dunking Dutchman.
Yeah.
That's where he
Was
went.
that a drop?
No, that's where Rick Smits went, Marist.
He said the swim team, the water polo team, and the rowing team all joined him in the river. And even the president of the college and his wife swam alongside him during that little stretch.
Cool. Goes right by Army, too. The Hudson does.
Hey, brother, I joined the Army.
Who's that?
It's Buster Bluth from Arrested Development.
Oh.
He didn't say the Army, he said Army.
Yeah, just Army. Buster Bluth went to Army. Have you watched Arrested Development yet?
Not all of it, no. I don't know, 8 or 9 through. I get the idea.
Gosh. It's always so defeating. That's the Larry David tour of the house thing. I get the idea.
I get it.
The show that we consider to be the most genius of all time, you just get the idea.
Yeah, I get the
You've
idea.
seen
I thought
enough.
it was funny. I told you I thought it was funny.
But, well, why didn't you want to watch it more?
I don't know. I do that to a lot of shows. Don't be offended. Even shows that I really, really like. And I like that show.
Like, what do you think is the greatest? What was your favorite show of all time?
Gosh, I don't know. For comedy or drama? Or...
Comedy.
Funny comedy.
You're going to say Seinfeld because that's the U2 of your sitcom experience.
I mean, yeah, I've probably enjoyed that as much as any comedy show.
And so you watch what, about 3-4 episodes of that, and you kind of got the feel of it, and then you checked out.
We watched television differently back then. You watched it every week. You didn't like binge watch, 2 straight days like I have Only Murders in the Building in the last couple of weeks. I think that's great. I'd put that up there. It's been really entertaining.
Arrested Development is funnier than both of those shows.
I don't know about that.
And those are great shows.
I don't know about that. It's funny. It's really funny. Don't be offended.
I know. It's just the whole. I get the whole idea. Yeah. It's a family, and they say some things that are entertaining, and then it's fine. It's fine.
We good.
Yeah, we good.
Yes, and that, as I mentioned, it's the Larry David thing when he went to go visit. What is it? Susie and Jeff's new house, and she said, "Hi, Larry, you want to see the new house? Oh, no, that's okay. I get it." They're standing at the front door. He was coming to pick up Jeff. You want the tour? No, that's fine. I get it. What do you mean, Larry? That you get it? What do you mean? You don't want the tour? No, I get it. There's bedrooms and bathrooms. I get it. I understand. Like that's the point of seeing someone's house, is just to see that they also have bedrooms and bathrooms. All right.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That is the corner.
Get the State podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
We have picks. We have friends, I think. I see Matt. I see Mino.
Here I am.
But I don't
see Donovan.
anyone else. Let's see if we
I
have
hear clean feed.
a Bob.
Hey now.
We have a Moose.
Hey.
And
Friends.
do we have a Corby?
Hello?
He's so hungover.
Snake.
So Corby. Before we get to our punishment, because we do need to decide the punishment, and before we pick games, let's go over the standings. And this is the order that we are going to pick games this week. On top, after week 1, is David Mino.
Oh, congrats.
He went 9-1 last week.
Impressive.
Long season. Not going to get cocky yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Give me a couple more weeks.
McLaren
I'm gonna be
and
talking
Corby
all that S.
are tied in second at 8-2.
Nice. Okay.
George and
Nice
Bob
bad beat, McLaren.
wound up the week at 7-3. And Donovan is in the cellar right now, but with a winning record at 6-4. So everyone had a winning week in Picks with Friends. Maybe the first time ever we've all gone over 500. But this is just week 1. We have 140 games to go.
Man, that's a lot.
Now, have we decided on a punishment as far as the loser of Picks with Friends, which right now would be me? Anyone?
I don't know. It's your show.
The Fremont Street thing has a lot of weight to it. The preferment in a circle or whatever you do there.
I think Matt just really wants to do that one.
So he's
made all
tank
about
games on purpose.
He says he's the best at everything. He can keep people entertained. What'd you say? You can make $1,000 in one day?
I think that's, well, depending on how long I'm out there, I think that's fair.
I think if Matt loses and he doesn't make $1,000, he has to do it a second day.
But in Dallas.
In Dallas, okay.
In Dallas.
Once we get back.
Until he gets to $1,000.
Okay.
And he's got to donate all the money he makes up until that point.
Wait, what?
That's on you.
No, you get to keep your money, bro.
I was going to say, come on.
That's
man.
on you. If you can
And you
find
can
out,
donate it if you want to. If you're feeling like
find
a
out
good
where
dude.
you can go and perform in Dallas and get $1,000 and you'll be fine.
It's called homeless in Dallas. I don't think that you get to, there's not a performing thing.
Not yet.
Well, don't make all the claims then, buddy
He is
boy.
correct.
That's
I like
fair.
that one. I also like that maybe that loser has to endure a couple of costume changes during the day, like from silver robot guy to full
each
Michael
show
Irvin jersey to
could pick what
gorilla
character
outfit
or what they want you to
gorilla
be.
outfit. Yeah.
So what would it be? So if we go with that and you lose, you do your show from the circle. But the Musers aren't going to go out there at whatever time in
3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
No, but I would have
Any
to.
traction.
Well, it would still be pretty wild, wouldn't it, if I'm out on the street at 3:30
All
at
the
sea?
drunks
Is that
coming out of
3:30
the
in the
casino
morning?
and the
Is that a
clubs.
24-hour?
It is the city that never
thing?
sleeps.
Yeah.
As long as it's okay as far as getting
The
a
Windy
permit and making sure you're not stepping on anyone's toes that's been down
if you're
there
there
for.
at 4:30 in the morning, you won't get mugged or beat up or anything, will you?
I don't know.
Is it better to do this in
Not with,
Vegas,
like-
where this is kind of just normal, or should we do this in Dallas?
I think
Like in
Dallas,
Victory
it's more
Plaza or something.
Contained.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of like that too.
Well, we could do the Are you talking about if we do the Fremont Street bit? We could do the Nowitzki Street bit and just transfer it here, and then
And you're just on
P1s
the
could
plaza?
show up while whoever's
okay.
That
performing.
works because we could do the shows from
you can
downstairs.
do it
Do it before a
from
Mavs
the
game or
hovel,
something.
and maybe you
right?
can.
And you're right there all day before a big Mavs or Stars game, out there in your circle.
They're all
I
big.
like that.
And Jubb is just doing the gritty all day. He's going to be so good at it.
Okay.
I'll do the wobble the whole day to see how much money I could get. Okay,
Put some cardboard down and break
I'm
dance.
kind of liking this in Victory Plaza on Nowitzki Way, the Nowitzki Street Festival, where everyone can roll by, maybe honk at you enjoy the performance and all that. I'm kind of with that.
Yeah, that's a better way to do it, I think.
You guys with that?
Yeah,
and it's your
love
choice
it.
on how to perform.
Each show gets to choose what they want you to do. I think.
Oh, okay.
How about that? So then that way it could be potentially 4 different characters or 4 different whatever you're doing out there.
With maybe some PA involved,
remember,
so they can, so you can maybe have to do a song in a Michael Irvin uniform or something.
Yeah.
You're just playing Eruption.
You can
whoever loses, Eruption. By the way, we saw that last night, Bob.
Okay, whatever.
We did.
Whoever loses, you have to remember, there's not a possible way in hell you can do 12 straight hours of whatever performing. But you can do like 30 minutes per the commands of each show.
Okay.
So I think that should be the time limit.
30 minutes. So maybe
you got to learn Eruption. That's going to be really hard.
Well, maybe you have a trumpet. You can't even play it, but you're just out there just playing.
So I think you have to sing Eruption.
So you go for 30 minutes and then you're done until the next show?
30 minutes for that hour.
The next hour.
What? You've killed Matt.
I don't know about that. I think maybe 30 minutes per show,
So you're saying 30 minutes and then 30 minutes off, then 30 minutes on?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was saying 30 minutes per show.
Oh.
Donovan, there's not enough stuff to fill that time.
bitch. What if you just moonwalk for 30 minutes straight, just back and forth?
In your circle? It's not a lot of space.
I don't know. I kind of like an hour a show. That's 4 hours for the day. That's not bad. That's like you could just go out there and do Macbeth, and that probably takes about that time.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's just do Macbeth.
Or you have to read the Bible for an hour. Okay.
With a megaphone.
The Nowitzki Street performance has legs. I think that's the way to go, right?
Okay.
Are we good with that?
All right, there it is.
Yeah.
All right,
vote
let's
for
go.
the
So it's the Nowitzki Street performance, and it's
On a bus.
On a Greyhound.
in the sprinklers while the sprinklers are going off, and you have to be part of the Bellagio fountains. Okay, let's pick some games. What we need from you guys now is the Cowboy game and your triple play. Right now, the Cowboys are 9.5-point favorites at home against the Jets. And your triple play. We go from first to worst. So right now, let's go with David Mino.
Let's start with the Cowboy game. The 9.5. That's a lot for me. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. So give me the 9.5 with the Jets in this game. And for my triple, it's a pretty tough week, but I'm going to play this safe. Kansas State going to Columbia. I don't think Missouri's any good. Kansas State is a 5.5-point favorite. Give me the Wildcats, Kansas State.
Nicely played.
Just kind of on the Corby train. Nicely. Corby is not happy with you right now.
No, I'm not. But you know what? I'm willing to change my pick because I'm not going to copycat my cats.
Yeah,
okay?
we don't copycat, right, Corby? Not like these other clans. I'm in Colorado.
No.
I want him too.
I was going to say.
I want him too.
Like 5 people from Colorado.
Who won?
I love him. I want Colorado.
Just chasing that dub.
All right, Matt, you're
Eating
next.
that dub.
Yeah, the line for the Cowboys game just seems massive for what I think will probably be more of a low-scoring game, so I'll take the Jets. And then I'm going to do same triple play that Mino just did. Missouri.
Golly.
Dude, Missouri. Their defense is horrible. And K-State is averaging
you get
7
for that
yards
answer?
a play.
Well, I'll put the same answer.
So, yeah, K-State is my triple play.
So terrible.
It's a 3.5-point line. They're going to win by at least
You're going to
10.
take Mizzou, Donovan? You can. You're in the basement. You're going to make up some room?
That's why.
Go ahead.
That's why we need rookie hazing. That's why.
Okay.
Because of crap like this.
Starting next week, you better have 2 games ready because there will be no repeats in triple plays.
No, that's ridiculous. Because first place goes. So first place could just squat on any game? No way. That's not.
We never pick the same game. That's the thing.
Well, put Bob down for Kansas State.
Someone triple
also.
Mizzou then.
Somebody put Bob down for Kansas State.
I'm saying you spend an hour locking in a game. I'm not changing it because somebody above
thank you,
me in
Bob.
the standings picked it.
I have all these notes on that
First
game.
off,
I mean, I didn't even read half
you
of them.
spend 5 minutes prior to this segment picking a game. Let's not say an hour.
This morning, poring over these games. And now I have to worry if George is going to take my game.
I
No,
watched every snap
veto.
of Missouri football.
Shut up. Okay, Corby, you're next.
All right. Yeah, that's just
watch
ridiculous.
Chase Daniel
rule
highlights
next week. All right, give me the Cowboys, as I believe that is not enough points to contain them. And also give me Kansas State, who travels to Missouri this week, it looks like.
Oh, my God.
I'm joking.
Let's go.
I will take the North Carolina Tar Heels hosting the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Give me Mac Brown and 7.5 points hosting the
There
Gophers.
we go. I like it.
Has there ever been a week where everyone has picked the exact same teams? I kind of want that at some point.
George, you're next.
It's unanimous.
I really like the way the Cowboys are playing football right now, so I'm going to take the Cowboys and lay the 9 or 9.5, whatever it is.
9.5.
I think they'll cover. And I would like to take as my triple play the Iowa State Cyclones on the road, taking on the Ohio U Peter Kings and Mike Fernandez's, and only
like
laying
George.
3. Yeah.
Like it
Give me
a
the
lot.
Cyclones. Triple.
Play.
Up next, Sports Stern.
All right. Well, I haven't thought about any of these games all day. I didn't realize we were doing picks. So let's get it out of the way tonight, boys. The Eagles at home laying 6.5 to the Minnesota Vikings. Which franchise do I hate more? It doesn't matter because the Vikings aren't serious this year. Give me the Eagles laying the 6.5. That's an easy triple. We'll get that one done tonight. Then we'll put our feet up and watch the Cowboys maul the Jets minus 9.5.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right, it's on me. Last place, Donnie Do, 6-4. I myself will take the Cowboys. I feel it's going to be a defensive struggle, but I think the Cowboys late may get a touchdown and cover the 9.5. So give me Dallas. And for my triple play, it is the Battle of New Mexico. The Lobos hosting the Aggies of New Mexico State. The Lobos favored by 1.5. Give me the Lobos. New Mexico.
All right.
To defeat New Mexico State. That is my triple play.
The Iron Bowl is what they call it.
It's not. No, it's not.
It's the backyard brawl.
Oh, that's right.
The
That's right, George.
No.
I thought it was the Egg Bowl. They have a lot of eggs in
The
New
Meth
Mexico,
Bowl.
right?
Is it not for Paul Bunyan's?
Yeah,
It's the
battle
Hatch
for the
Chili
blue.
Bowl.
It's the Civil War.
AP.
Good luck, gentlemen. We'll be watching
Yes.
tonight.
Good
as
luck, friends.
Minnesota
Let's go.
takes care of Philadelphia, and Bob starts out 0-3.
And by the way, I would say here in the next few weeks, each show should have a documented plan for what they want to do, and maybe we can talk about that for the loser.
For the
I like it.
Nowitzki way performance.
I already know what I want to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're in. Let's
Let's do it. Thank you, friends.
Hot dog.
Thank you, Picks.
Bye, friends.
We'll
All right,
talk to
party.
you guys
Bye,
again
friends.
next week.
Hey, Justin slid into our DMs, so let's send news.
Thank you so much, David.
Thank you, Justin.
We have plenty of news to get to today. Hopefully, at no point will we bring up any foreign teenagers as a cleaning agent. But who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows where we'll go?
What race will we attack this week?
Well, let's start here as we have another plain funny story. As a couple flying from Singapore to Paris were upset and demanded a refund on their tickets after their seatmate neighbor had a dog that farted and snored and drooled all over them the whole flight.
Okay, now if we're ranking the things I would rather sit through, the stories of the past couple weeks, the Harrier plane, the vomit story where they tried to put paper towels or something over it and had him sit on it, or the dog that is farting and drooling and stuff. I'm taking the dog every day. Not that bad.
Now, dog farts are horrible.
Yeah, they're
You
not
can always
great.
tell.
They're not great.
They're not great, but kind of funny.
When they're audible, they're funny, yes.
They're very funny.
Like when Biscuit is trying to jump up on the couch and she toot rockets up. That's always good for a laugh.
Never helps them, never hurt, A
little boost.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a dog fart.
Now, being trapped
Better
on
than
a
a human
plane
fart.
with it
Shut
might
up, Ham.
suck. And if they're drooling on your leg, that would suck. But they noticed immediately whenever the plane got quiet, they heard a loud noise and then snoring. And they looked down and there was a little dog.
Okay.
And it had to be a bulldog, I think. Because bulldogs, I think, are the grossest
Or like
of all
a pug
dogs.
or a Boston
Yeah,
Terrier.
because for
Are
one,
they the gassiest dogs?
and they could hear it breathing. And bulldogs have like the really scrunched up face.
Like the snoot is just mushed straight to their
Yeah,
face.
like someone just took a shovel to them when evolution was going on. And now they can't breathe.
God was in a rush, so he just took a shovel to the...
just whacked him.
According to the internet, which is always trusted, boxers, French bulldogs, pugs, mastiffs, beagles, and golden retrievers are known to be the gassiest of the canine.
I'll buy that. Well,
The
we
bigger
wanted
breeds.
to talk aliens here after we saw the weird little, like, mummified things we saw in Peru yesterday, but that's all been unveiled as a hoax, it looks like. Not real.
Like CBS News was running with this, like, well...
The Mexican
government decided to show us some alien bodies. Here they are. And they looked like E.T., like something they
Little
got
mummified E.T.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm sure that there's a chance that aliens might look like that. But at the same time, like, you're not fooling anybody. You're saying these were, what, anywhere from 800 to 1700 years old and they were mummies? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. I wanted to believe.
I saw this hit the internet Tuesday night as I was in bed just scrolling X, and then I see the alien story pop up. I'm like, no, not tonight. We'll save this one for tomorrow. And then when you see the alien and it looks just like how you would, if you were to craft an alien, that's what it would look like.
Are all these governments trying to, like, just get us ready to, like, just accept the fact that there's extraterrestrials?
Well, that's what some people think is the reason we would say it looks way too much like an alien, is because the government has been drip feeding us what aliens look like, so we're not shocked by it.
Until
But I
Tom
wonder-
says something, I don't believe anything.
I just don't.
Yeah, what was Tom DeLonge's thoughts on this? He's a
he
well-known
definitely
alien expert.
tweeted out, interesting or something like that, because he's waiting. He's waiting for that fist pump moment.
What would we need evidence-wise of actual alien, UFO, whatever, for us as a society to believe it? Because I feel like they could show us anything.
I think
they could attack Cincinnati and burn it to the ground and be like, nah, that's not.
I think that's the line. It's
False
like,
flag.
There has to be some sort of, like, escalated attack or something, like they're impacting something in our environment. Because I think most sane people at this point in 2023 are like, yeah, there's probably aliens. There's probably UFOs, whatever.
Just deal with it.
Like, it's okay. We'll just move on to the next thing. Because we had a government hearing over the summer where these ex-Navy pilots are like, yes, there are UFOs out there, and there's just a collective shrug amongst society. Like, well, okay.
So if this is like the first hour of Independence Day where a giant spaceship just hovers over the city of Dallas, doesn't do anything, it's just hovering there, would we believe it? Or would we think it's like, oh, that's...
I mean, I feel like if I saw it in the
lasers or-
sky,
Absolutely.
It's just drones.
I'd
Yeah,
believe
that's
it.
not real.
Yeah. But it would have to be pretty massive.
I'd believe it at that point.
And I don't know if they're going to be hostile either. I think they're going to come here and want to chill. Maybe
That'd be pretty cool.
Mate with our women.
What if they look just like us?
I don't need more competition, Ty.
Sorry, Monty, I've got
Really?
a date with Zorax.
Damn it!
You're down bad if Zorax scooping up your lady.
Yeah, but what if there's
Go
hot
home.
alien women for you?
My flashlight again.
Beamed up.
I just point my ass to the sky. What's up with that probe? What's going on?
I was promised.
You just get a big arrow sign lit up.
I've been waiting. Yeah, I lay down landing strips, some lights. Come on in.
And then they start playing sports. They're playing college football, and they're making NIL money, and the Norm
NIL.
gets mad.
They take the Saudis' money. And they're like,
yeah.
Everybody's mad at the aliens.
Yeah, once they join Live, that's when it'll be real.
Man.
Right.
The alien tour.
And they're taking our jobs. Yeah. All right. Another story here. This one, I think, at least Mino and I, you and I are really going to like this because we have a 3-legged bear.
Okay.
That
What
broke
kind of
into
bear?
someone's home. Polar.
Okay.
I don't know. It looks like a little brown bear.
I've always said, Sean, that us as humans, we're not as afraid of bears as we should be because of how they're portrayed in cartoons.
Yeah, there's something there.
Because there's no way, like, if you run into a bear, you're done.
I mean,
like
Grizzly Man should have known better.
Yes. That's what kids
Yeah.
need to watch. Kids need to watch Grizzly Man and not Winnie the
But then
Pooh.
I go watch him. I watch a bear ride a unicycle with a fez hat
And it's
on,
hilarious.
And I'm like, that guy's adorable.
They're kind of cute. Bears are cute.
Yeah, I want to play Madden with that guy. But this 3-legged bear broke into someone's house, and so 3-legged part. Why I enjoy it. Why you will enjoy it, Mino.
Wait. Okay.
The bear broke into the fridge and opened and drank 3 White Claws.
Oh, I'd be so pissed. Those would be fighting words with me.
The flavors were mango and strawberry, apparently.
Okay.
I don't know
Just
that he
stay off the
cared.
Trulies. You can take the White Claws.
I don't know that he cared what flavor they were. But he also grabbed a bit of fish food.
Okay.
Oh, like
Some Tom and
then what?
Jerry's.
Like the flakes that you put in the...
I guess so.
Or
Or
is
like
it
little dried worms.
Ben and
or
Jerry?
dried
Yeah,
shrimps.
Tom and Jerry. Did I say Tom and Jerry's?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not fish food with the PH. The
No,
flavor
ice cream.
of Tom and Jerry's,
I
Ben
think
and Jerry's ice cream.
that kind of fish food's probably like a Mexican pizza.
Okay.
That's probably what they eat between jam sessions. And lastly here, we have a new world record for world's longest hair. As there is a 15-year-old kid in India.
I want to try to guess.
Okay?
India.
Okay, yes. So add to whatever I'm thinking. I'm going to say...
I want to make sure we got somebody in the crosshairs here racially.
Yeah.
You took it, thank you.
I'll go 23 feet.
Okay, you're a little long. It's 4 feet 9.5 inches.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was way off.
It's a 15-year-old?
A 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yep.
It takes him an hour to wash his hair twice a week. And just that much.
Longest hair in the world
Yeah.
is 4.5 feet. I feel like that's kind of low.
Well, at some point you'd be tripping on it if it was too long, right? If it's like at your feet.
Yeah, but you could just kind of roll it up.
You'd have to
You
braid
could roll
it
it.
or
Yeah, you
something,
could braid
yeah.
it, roll it, and then when you need to measure it, just let it all hang.
Oh, that
Should
sounds
go
like
for
a
this
huge
record,
beat.
Justin.
No way.
What's the longest your hair has been?
I only did long hair once my junior year in high school, and it was just like shaggy,
Like
and
SEC haircut?
no, just didn't cut it, and it was I was a 16-year-old, so I was
Beasley-y?
yeah. I've got a picture.
Like
I
a
can
skillet?
find it, and it was gross. I was just a greasy, acne-ridden 16-year-old, and it was not good. It was not a good look.
Smelled like
I don't want to go
onions.
back. Yeah, I don't want to go back to those days.
Your Funyun mobiles. You try to like. roll
No,
up
there
to
was
the party.
definitely long, greasy hair, puka shell necklace, acne, Hollister T-shirt.
Slamming 2 for 99-cent Jack in the Box
Oh, yeah.
tacos.
It was very 2005.
Yeah.
Just think of the year 2005. That's how I looked.
Listening to Dashboard.
Oh yeah.
What about
All
you,
of it.
Sean? How long did we get?
I got a little shaggy, but I don't know. It was never like anything like below the ears because that would drive me crazy. But I let it get a little long on top in college to try to look cool. But then I realized that I was going to have male pattern baldness, so I decided to just trim it up and hide it as much as I can.
Would you grow it out now for a bet payoff?
I guess. I mean, it would look terrible. I'm married now. It doesn't matter.
Would you have a good little
you go.
Ernie McCracken haircut going if it grew out?
Oh, just like all on one side. And like, I guess I could. Yeah,
Just go to the bowling alley.
Yeah, the Ernie McCracken would be a good bet.
That's a great look.
We should just grow our hair out on the show.
Why?
Just all of, I don't know, just to do it.
Yeah, but then I couldn't wear shorts anymore. Oh, you're talking about on our head.
Yeah.
All right. There's your news.
Once again, The Ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
This guy sucks.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
Nothing wrong with the dog fart. There is nothing wrong with the dog fart because they're funny. It's the sweet spot. I'm David Mino. That is Sean Bass. Special thanks to J. Ron Curse for joining us today.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in the call. J. Ron Curse interception on Sunday. Picks off Zach Wilson. 2:58, here's Ham.
Thank you, Miney. Eatsy's Market and Bakery at Sante Center for Healing brings you Justin, I wish I was sucking on a chili dog Montemero.
He's not wrong.
They are delicious.
Thinking about getting a rib removed.
You can get one end, I'll get the other end.
Go Lady and the Tramp on it?
Yeah.
We'll get a little one. Well, I'm looking at Mino. I'm looking at Sean. I am not looking at the hard line. So they must be over there.
Where?
Donde está?
Totes over there. We are at Myers Garden.
The Garden of Myers.
I can hear the height.
How many 7-footers do you see?
We got one. We're down to one.
Well, they only have one.
Yeah.
We lost one in the portal.
Yeah. Yep.
You didn't offer him enough NIL?
Yeah. Yeah. Had to let one go, but we still got one. So we're looking to maybe a 3 seed this year.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. But we're willing to tackle any bar basketball team that challenges us.
I hear they have one 7-foot bartender and one 2-foot bartender.
Yeah, Ham and I were wondering what would be better.
It's like the Corby hypothetical.
One 7-foot bartender or 2 3.5-foot bartenders, but
Yeah,
one sits on the other one's shoulders.
That'd be very difficult.
I think they could do some great bits.
I've been thinking
one in a
about
trench coat.
I've been thinking about 7-foot Corby and 3-foot Corby all week. Just walking in on a Monday and
hey guys,
Corby,
no big deal.
What
What's
did
up?
you do? Oh, nothing.
The problem is, if he's 3-foot Corby, D-Grohl wouldn't be able to see him in the crowd as easily.
It's true.
So that would be a problem.
You get a shout out last night from Eddie?
Corby!
No.
Did he give you the flu?
Man, that'd be awesome.
Get
He was
flu
pouring
from
everybody
Eddie
wine
Vedder.
on the front row, though, and I was like, I'll take your
You
COVID.
had your mouth open?
Yeah.
Well, we have a full hard line, it sounds like, maybe. Although I don't hear a Bob anywhere.
I hear wind.
No.
I hear wine.
The wind.
Who is this on the Diamond Factory ticket hotline? Is it Sultan?
Here, I'll switch. You want me to switch to handset here? Let's do that. Hey, boys.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, it's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
That dude partied his nuts off last night. Couldn't get his remote on time.
Yeah, he
Love
just woke up. He went on such a bender.
I don't rally like I once did, you know what I'm saying?
Had the
it's tough.
tube still in there from the butt chug.
What's this still doing here?
The Cheeto stuck to his face.
Yeah, when you wake up with a funnel still in your butt,
Hey, that's a big night.
that's a hard night.
Damn it, I forgot the funnel in my butt.
You just go hard,
Mark.
man. Hardline Bob's diff. He's diffy.
Hits different is what I say.
All right.
You just don't know Pearl Jam show and 8 a.m. tea time. I mean, good Lord.
Oh, God.
There's 2 people in the world that could pull that off, and they happen to be on the same show.
This segment was about golf.
The hotline.
Well, today is Thursday, September the 14th, the 257th day of 2023. There are 108 days left in the year.
Don't believe you.
On this date in 1814, Francis Scott Key pens a poem which is later set to music and becomes America's national anthem, a.k.a. the Star-Spangled Banner.
One-hit wonder.
Yeah, name
follow
another
up
hit.
anything else.
Yeah, he's like the cutting crew of his day.
Yeah.
For all you
If
fans.
you're going to have
that's a
one
good
hit,
one.
though,
80s music.
if you're going to have one hit,
That is a big one. Like, you own a lot. Does he get residuals, like, every time that there's, like, a kneel or anything?
yeah, would we even know who Colin Kaepernick is if Francis Scott Key never wrote
Probably
that song?
not.
He's just kneeling over there and, like, in the before the game. What's he doing?
He should have been like.
Could you talk us through the premise of residuals every time someone kneels, though?
It's fun.
Well, it was, instead of playing the I know. We went meta there, Bob.
He did have Star Spangled Banner again, kind of like Chubby Checker. How he had the twist and then let's twist again.
Yeah. Star Spangled Banner again.
Keep spangling.
Does Kaepernick get residuals from those bumper stickers of cowboys kneeling at a cross?
Yeah, he should get all kneeling properties, right?
I bet Jerry gets a cut of that.
Does he only get residuals if our boycott puts the NFL out of business?
That's true. They're pretty close from what I hear.
Yeah, right on the edge.
We might not have games this weekend.
Are there the kneeling people that swore they would never watch the NFL? Do they still exist?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This is a quick
We're all
answer.
playing fantasy this year.
I absolutely know because
because Justin doesn't watch the NFL.
I go to their house on Thanksgiving.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And they still don't allow the NFL in their home.
I will not.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yep. I kind of respect them sticking to it this much, honestly. In 1994, baseball commissioner Bud Selig announces that the remainder of the 1994 MLB season, including the World Series and playoffs, would be canceled after players and owners failed to reach a settlement on the player strike.
Closed. The Rangers were in first place, 10 games under 500.
Why do we not have a banner up?
Under 500 in
Rangers.
first place.
If A&M can put up a banner, why can't the Rangers put one up for that?
They should fly that.
They
Flags
should.
fly forever.
Yeah. We should celebrate that when everyone gets a ring. And in 2015, a 14-year-old Irving Muslim boy is arrested at a high school after a digital clock he had reassembled at home using a pencil case was mistaken by his teacher to be a bomb.
He just wanted to make a clock and take it to school.
That had, a timer and wires all over it.
I mean, who amongst us hasn't done that?
Some might say that this is the birthday of clock boy Ahmed Muhammad.
I wonder what he's doing
name.
now.
Everybody handled it really well.
Was it powered by a potato?
Who are you, Seal?
Didn't he go meet like Obama and get on Ellen?
Yeah, no, that was Dale.
And he met Nina Pham.
That was Dale.
I always confuse Dale with 14-year-old Muslim boys. Damn it. I did it again.
Part of mine. Clock Boy was Wednesday's child.
Yeah. But that took over the Metroplex for a year. Junior still doesn't like talking about him.
Yeah, I think that made the bad radio calendar. As a reenactment. One of the few pictures I don't think we can bring back.
What about you holding the tiniest little rubber ducky in front of your genitals?
Yeah, that one passes. But there's a couple that I don't think Time looks back and says, "Yeah, that's
nice work.
Probably shouldn't have done that."
You had Ty's
The
Chewbacca
ticket.
mom.
I think we had Chewbacca
Walker.
mom.
In 2022, just 1 year ago, musician R. Kelly found convicted of further sex crimes in Chicago.
Oh, I think Bob's here.
Yeah, I'll let Bob get out of his car.
Is he doing more prison time now? Or was he already in prison?
He's in prison now.
Okay. What
After
do they sentence
producing
him to?
child sexual abuse imagery.
Yeah. He liked to pee on middle schoolers.
Yep.
But I mean,
There it is.
Yeah. I guess just save that for whoever else
You
needs
put on
it.
Ignition at a wedding. Nothing gets people on the dance
Yeah,
floor
you don't
quicker.
think
That is
about
a great song.
The 7th grader. You just start dancing. All right, P1 birthdays. Hey, Monty, today is my V1 friend Michelle's birthday. Bob is her leader, which you'll never know.
Obviously.
She wants to hear what's in Norm's underwear. She's been a P1 V1 for at least 10 years. She's the best. That from Christy at Buck's Cabaret.
All right.
all right. Bob's her leader?
Bob is her leader.
Wow. How many times have you been to Bucks, Bob?
Have in my underwear.
She loves decoding McCarthy.
Guess what I have
Never
in
been
my
invited.
underwear.
I thought that's where we were going to have our Bucks buddy meeting.
Ooh.
It's just Giannis.
I don't know, Norm.
Guys, I don't know about this place.
What's that, Norm?
Say again, Norm.
A chubby.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
Yeah, she canceled her athletic subscription same day.
Oh,
and I respect her for that. That from Adrian. Dear Justin,
she's all
today
sturm sacked up.
Of course, is my brother Gabriel's 40th birthday. He has no drop request, but I know Bob is his leader.
Wow.
Yes. Bob's on a heater.
He'd like to hear everyone's fake Bob. R.I.P. that old ass Great Dane.
Yes, he does.
He don't set the house on fire. And,
Giannis,
Roger, Roses,
Liverpool, Jordan Love,
again.
Clinton Dix,
Hispanic girls,
Hispanic girls, Hispanic girls.
Ha Clinton Dix is my favorite so far.
You just won't shut up about him. It gets annoying.
BJ Raji.
All right. From Marcus. Hello, Monto. How are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I would like to formally and officially request a birthday shout-out for my son, Caden, who turns 21 today. We'll actually be partying our asses off in Vegas, but we will be streaming Why Today Doesn't Suck. He attends OU just like Corby did.
Guns up.
Attaboy.
Leaders are Brandon Flowers, Dave Bailey, and Ezra Koenig.
Ezra Koenig. Is that the Flash Ham?
No, that's
Ezra Miller.
Vampire Weekend.
Oh.
Vampire Weekend.
What's that music?
Dial that back a little bit.
Drop request
Vampire Weekend.
for Caden is a joke off between L4G and my mom, but I don't think either are here. So let's get to birthdays today. Turning 83 today, Larry Brown.
SMU.
Brown.
Super Bowl 30.
Nope. Sean was right. Basketball coach.
Coach too long.
I mean, I still think he should be
Yeah,
going.
not long enough.
What if he was, though, the first guy to win a natty and a Super Bowl MVP? A college basketball natty as a coach and a Super Bowl MVP.
I think the football version of Larry Brown has a better chance of pulling off that feat over 83-year-old basketball coach Larry Brown.
Yeah.
Too bad
that
Norm
Larry
kicked him
Brown's
off the
about
postgame show.
Yeah, it might be
early 50s or so he's got time to develop his basketball.
Yeah, you just throw him on a LeBron team. He's already halfway there.
Maybe we could put them both into the Jeff Goldblum fly machine.
Interesting.
Combine them.
Right.
Or do a face-off.
We should use that machine more. This hasn't been used
Yeah,
in like
why don't
40
we use
years. I don't know. It worked fine.
Turning 75 today, Sam Neill. You'll know him as
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Dr.
Evil.
Triceratops head.
Dr. Grant.
Grant. On
Dr.
Jurassic
Evan
Park.
Grant. Thank you, Ham.
And caught a little flack because in the original Jurassic Park, he supposedly was dating
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, who at the time I think was in 9th grade.
Yeah, she was like the Mila Kunis of the Jurassic Park set.
So, high school girls, huh?
She was a lot younger, and that made that whole relationship really weird.
Yeah, it was kind of gross.
He was also in one of the first seasons of Peaky Blinders, and he came out with a Irish accent, and my whole head got blown off.
God, that's right. I forgot about
Whoa,
that.
who was this guy?
You know, Sam Neill also, I believe, played the adult Damien in the third Omen incarnation. Or maybe it was the fourth one, where he was like the senator, but also the devil. It's kind of cool. I don't think it was a documentary.
What? I'll check that out.
I don't know, but mark all of that.
Nobody saw the Omen? Like, you didn't follow through with, like, all the Omens?
No,
like
they
me?
lost me after 2.
Damien Omen
It
2?
really jumped the shark.
Let's see. Hey, bros. Dan Cortese here is 56.
Is not Dan Cortese.
Hawkeye.
He is not.
Let's see. Turning 50 today, Nas, the rapper.
Not Lil Nas.
Hey, Corby, turning 45 today, Ron DeSantis.
Corby?
Way to go, Corby.
Meatball Ron.
Yeah, that's right. Old Meatball Ron.
How old?
45. I would have had him way older than that.
Boy, I did too.
His dumb wife kept on asking me to sign his birthday card on Twitter.
Why didn't you do it?
I don't know him.
Oh. But you know her.
Dave. I don't know her either.
That's not what I'm hearing.
45. That's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Turning 50 today, Andrew Lincoln.
He hasn't even entered his political prime yet.
He really
He's got
hadn't.
He's got 40 years.
Yeah, he's got like 30 years at least.
And we got some sports birthdays today.
Casey DeSantis. All right.
Turning 34, Tony Finau.
Friend
That's
of the show.
Hardline Zone.
A lot of
Tony
kids.
Finau.
Good dude.
Also turning 34, Jimmy Butler.
U.S. Open. He was at every single match every day.
He's a very fascinating dude. I got to give it to him.
For a guy who set every franchise he was with on fire, then left, he's still pretty liked.
Yeah, he's had a real rally, in his career.
And then he
Kinda gone
randomly
from
just added a bunch of hair for the team photo.
That's a good bit.
He's kind of gone from Team Cancer to Old Sage.
Osage, like Killers of the Flower Moon.
Turning 36 today,
Indian
Michael
reference, guys.
Crabtree.
That's
You
a
pick 'em
sick
bad.
tribe reference.
Michael Crabtree turning 36. Gregory
Phone is
Polanco,
ringing.
32. Former Ranger great John King, 29.
You ever put Michael Crabtree and Des Bryant's stats next to each other?
Are they similar?
9.1 points per game career average.
Nope, different sport.
Are they
Worth
similar?
a shot.
I believe.
Already, though.
Shoot your shot, Ty.
Obviously, career yardage is not everything, but I did not expect them to be right next to each other in career yardage.
No.
Somebody was asking me if Dez is going to the Hall of Fame.
Like, no, bud.
And I said, I have bad news. Randall Cobb is above him.
Born on this day, now dead. We have Leonard Skinner guitarist Steve Gaines.
Was this the day they all died? Because they all kind of died together, in the plane. What? They all died in a plane crash.
He's going into his Skinner bit.
Ham.
Here's an actuality.
I think he was born on this day.
Helping.
Yeah, he was born on this day.
Oh, my bad.
So
were they all born?
Born and died on the same day?
Did they give them away?
From the
what
dog
was about
thing,
to happen?
Ivan Pavlov.
Ding.
Also, Amy Winehouse.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Corby.
This is a tough day for Corby between Ron DeSantis and
First DeSantis and now
Amy
Winehouse.
Winehouse. I don't even know what I'm going to do today.
And down the stay still dead, Patrick Swayze.
Crazy Swayze.
My
Can no longer
God.
rip your throat out and throw it into the lake.
See you in the next life.
Shut it down! Let's go!
Yo, Johnny!
Yo, Johnny.
I'll see you in the next life!
Bye, Justin.
Bye, David.
What a terrible
Bye, Dick.
Broadcasting live.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Dave.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As predicted on Enews, NSYNC are back together.
Oh, my God. The whole damn team.
Yeah, so the new trailer for Trolls Band Together, the third installment of the Trolls movie franchise, dropped today. And in it, there is a snippet of a new NSYNC song called Better Place, their first song in 20 years. And so the movie comes out November 17th. The song will come out September 29th. And so within the movie, Justin Timberlake's character Branch, it turns out that he used to be in a popular boy band called Brozone. And
Good name.
The other NSYNC members aren't in the movie. The other members of Brozone are going to be portrayed by Troy Sivan, David Diggs, Eric Andre, and Kid Cudi. So those are the other members of Brozone. But
Like Eric Andre.
NSYNC are the music of Brozone, and so here is a little clip of Better Place.
Okay, wait. Is this supposed to be comedy?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not like them getting back together and, hey, man, got a brand new song. Like, this is a bit.
Well, I mean, it's for the soundtrack of the movie.
It's an animated film, so
it's in sync. It's in sync, but within the context of the movie, I believe it will be.
On this matter,
I don't remember.
Now, you saw them just randomly at the theater?
Yeah, I saw them in the theater with my kid.
Oh, I thought you went by yourself with a trench coat.
No, I did not
That's you.
do the Bob bit of wearing a trench coat and asking children to take selfies with me outside of the men's room.
So thank you for identifying that as a Bob bit. How did I get involved in this?
Well,
Corby was the one going after you there, and I'm just being nice, and
passing the buck,
attentive.
Thinks I'm a pedophile.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, so this is exciting news, and I particularly want Ty to pay attention to this.
All right.
So, back in July,
Cover your berries, Ty.
We
He
had
wants to
no.
get
This is new, exciting news that Ty will be interested in.
All right.
So in July, we heard that Donald Glover and his brother Steven had been handpicked
What about
by
Leroy?
Disney and Lucasfilm to take over writing of the Lando
Danny.
TV series for Disney Plus.
Oh, so you need a black guy to write the story of the black guy, huh?
No, Donald Glover played Lando in Solo.
Oh.
So he knows the character.
He did. Played it very well.
Yes. So Stephen Glover was on a podcast in the last couple days, and he dropped the news that Lando, it's not even a show. The idea right now is to do it as a movie. I think it's still going to be a Disney Plus. I don't think it's going to be a theatrical movie.
Okay.
But it's going to be a feature length instead of, parsing out 45-minute episodes every week.
I'm down with that. Like, I'm not saying that there's too many of these series out there, but I'm down for a good old-fashioned hour and 48-minute movie instead of committing 13 hours of my life to whatever.
Let's just check in with Lando one time.
Yeah, let's see what's up. How's your story going?
And
How's
then,
Chewie?
And then leave it open for another solo or
Right.
Lando adventure in the future.
Do you think it's just all about him and Chewie lost it in the snow and he has to eat Chewie?
Well, I would say that.
Well, that wouldn't make sense
That
with the
wouldn't
timeline.
match up, yeah.
I would say that in Weekend Tickers.
Maybe they grow potatoes with Chewie's duty.
That's a Kevin Landrum reference that
Wow.
just flew around this room and landed on me.
I feel like everybody is pretty happy about what just happened.
Let me say this, Dave.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because I now have watched
Can I just say this?
4 of the 5 episodes of Ahsoka.
Uh-oh.
Yes, and the most recent one is the must-watch.
Oh, it is?
Because it's Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker.
So that's where it left off.
Yes.
Hayden Christensen is back as Anakin from the very misunderstood, miscast troika of films that came out between 99 and 2004.
He wasn't too busy doing big movies?
Cast.
Oh, man.
No.
But
what a shot.
Gen Z loves Hayden Christensen.
They do?
Yes.
Why?
Millennials and Gen Z love Hayden Christensen as Anakin. It's
And they
Gen
love
X-
Jar Jar.
It's Gen Xers that hate Anakin.
Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've talked to these kids. They're like, yeah, I don't know why people hate Jar Jar. I loved him as a little kid.
In fact, Jar Jar joins us now.
Like,
Misa sucky character.
Mia underdevelop a character.
Wow, everybody has a Jar Jar.
that ain't hard.
This is great.
Ooh, taco for
Misa,
lunch?
Misa poo poo.
Yeah. Diarrhea?
Wow, Ty's Jar Jar might be my favorite right now.
Misa on diarrhea plane. Oh, we poo poo.
Wow.
But
Okay.
Ahsoka is good.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
get to my point.
It's
Dave.
good.
It's good. And I'm really looking forward to this next episode then.
But
A lot of chick Jedi stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's woke.
So woke.
It's woke because a lot of the main
Libs.
characters have vaginas.
I'm not saying that chicks can't be Jedis,
God-given
but
vaginas.
I feel that
Dave.
the men are better at Jediing than the women are. Like reaching out and grabbing a cup, using the Force and stuff.
Yeah. When you grew up, all the Jedis you met were male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And white.
True.
Yeah.
Ahsoka should use the Force to make you a pot roast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you walk into the kitchen and the stew is stirring itself.
Yeah, and she's just in there kind of thumbing her nails.
Using the Force.
Yeah.
All right, we have other stuff to get to.
Yeah.
A couple things related to the writer's strike. Bill Maher has announced that Real Time with Bill Maher is coming back.
Does anyone watch that?
I don't know anyone that does, but it will be back Friday, September 22nd without writers. They won't have a monologue. They won't have any editorial segments. It'll just be the panel of talking heads trying to outsmart one another. And so the Writers Guild said, okay, well, then we will picket your show.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the writer's strike is now 135 days. The actors' strike, SAG-AFTRA, is 61 days.
Are they still out there picketing every day and stuff?
Yeah.
At least they got good weather to picket in.
So there's a fundraiser going on right now, the Union Solidarity Coalition. It's a collection of writers and directors who are raising funds for health care for those who are out of work because of the strikes. And so they have set up the Union Solidarity Coalition charity campaign on eBay. And they are auctioning off items and experiences to raise money for health care for those who are out of work while they're striking. So some of the things that you could win to raise money, you could win the cast of Bob's Burgers singing a custom-written song just for you.
Okay.
You could have Lena Dunham paint a mural in your home.
Weird.
You could win.
What do I got to pay to keep her out of my house?
You can just not bid on it.
Oh, okay.
$0 keeps Lena Dunham out of your house.
That seems fair.
You can win an official Weird Al Hawaiian shirt signed by Daniel Radcliffe and
Awesome.
Weird Al.
Wow, that's
both of them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You could win an apron from the Bear signed by Jeremy Allen White and the rest of the cast. You could get a dinner with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, a Mr. Show reunion.
Whoa.
And you could have a watercolor painting of your dog by John Lithgow.
Now that's weird. That is really, really weird.
Yeah. And finally, we need to touch on the Justin Roiland, he of Rick and Morty.
Dude, I just started watching season 5, I think. It's so flippin' good. And now
it's without him, right?
Yeah, because they can't make it because he's the voice of Rick and Morty.
Oh, so season 5 is the last one.
Yeah.
So season 6, they are still trying to cast his replacement.
I think so, yeah.
I think the speculation is that they're going to use one of those AI things that they can recreate the voice.
Boy, and that's what the strike's all about.
Yeah. Well, so he had his ties severed with Adult Swim and with his production company because of the accusation of domestic violence that ended up being dismissed. But as you have pointed out in the past, Snake, he had a lot of other stuff around him.
Yeah.
A lot of creepy social media things that made people uncomfortable, but it was all unsubstantiated or relatively unsubstantiated. No longer.
Oh, no.
As there has been an explosive report dropped by NBC News, and they have talked to 11 different women and non-binary people who have shared thousands of messages that they had from Roiland between 2013 and 2022. And 9 of the 11 say that those exchanges turned sexual. 3 said they were 16 when they started talking to him.
Whoops.
And so they have pictures, videos, social media posts, emails, and plane ticket and Uber receipts that have been shared with NBC News to flesh out this story.
Whoops.
It's like 8 pages long, but I will hit some of the highlights. So he would hit up these girls on social media or Tinder, and he would get into things asking them, are you into girls, and where are you on the Kinsey scale?
What is that scale?
The Kinsey scale is just,
Earthquakes.
What are you into? Where on the spectrum of gay, straight, bi are you?
Okay.
Describe your breasts and how
Did
much
you know
they
that,
cost.
Bob? The Kinsey scale?
You're not going to believe this, but no, I'm just learning about this.
Right.
And so he would also ask them if they would like to meet. He would offer to buy them stuff.
Okay, that's nice.
To fly them out to L.A.
Yeah, that's kind.
Are
these the 16-year-olds, though?
One woman. So the
Good
two
dude.
women that
Just be careful.
that actually took him up on plane tickets to meet him were 20.
Okay.
One of them he met on Tinder, and she asked him to take her shopping, and so he did. And then he got her drunk and took her back to his hotel and forced her to perform oral.
Okay.
Then the other one, this is the more troublesome one. So she was 19 and he was 36 when they first met. She was in Pennsylvania.
Ew.
And she had done some fan art of Rick and Morty. And so that was his entree to, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You're so talented. I
Right.
love this.
Right.
And so she's like, oh my gosh, the creator of my favorite show noticed me. And so they start talking, and then he turns it creepy, like, are you into girls? What do you like? And so he invites her to go to L.A., and she says she's never traveled across country by herself. And so before she was allowed to go, he talked to her dad on a FaceTime call and was like, everything's going to be fine. She'll be staying at my house. I'll be looking out for her.
I'm Justin Roiland. I start my own show. Everything's great.
Yeah, everything's fine. So she goes out there. He picks her up from the airport, and then he throws a party at his house that night. And all these Hollywood folks and famous YouTubers that she's watched are there, and she's very intimidated. Then the party breaks up, and he talks her into getting into the hot tub with him and a female friend.
Oh, boy.
And then she has a few drinks. She only remembers bits and pieces, but she says that at first he asks her and the female friend to start doing stuff together. Then he has sex with her in the hot tub while the other woman watches. Then after all this, she goes back to her room and she's sobbing and she's calling a friend saying, I'm not a lesbian. I don't know what happened. Then he starts texting her, asking if she's okay. We don't have to do that again. He's trying to talk her down because he hears her crying in the room. He says, can I come talk to you? I want you to sleep with me tonight. I wish you were here. I'm so sorry. And then he sends her 14 times an iPhone sticker of a guy with several penises in his mouth. That's his way of saying I'm sorry.
Dave, let me make this right, sweetheart.
Yeah. Here's a picture of a guy with multiple dongs in his mouth.
Oh, God.
So, turns out everyone was right about this guy.
All right. Thank you very much, David.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Thank you, Ham. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave.
Thank you. Well, yes, there was a close call for the Dallas Police Department earlier today. So it was, I guess, early this afternoon when they were responding to a shooting in progress. This was in the 4800 block of Cyan Road. And so police cruisers whip around onto Cyan Road where the incident was taking place, and they witness a suspect firing a handgun into a vehicle.
Never good to come upon something like that.
And the individual that was in that vehicle ended up dying from their injuries.
Oh, so he got?
He got. And so as the suspect, the gunman, sees police officers turning around and coming his way, he turns and fires towards the officers.
Oh, no.
And then he begins fleeing on foot. Then they get close to him in the 4700 block of 2nd Avenue, and he fires at them again, and one of the officers was shot in the chest and saved by his bulletproof vest.
Wow.
So he was transported to the local hospital in stable condition, but the suspect was able to escape the scene on foot and remains at large.
That's like Kyle Gass getting saved by his friendship medallion in Tenacious D.
Yes, when he took a bullet for JB.
That's right.
Shout out.
Just a topical, if Jables and Cage are listening right now.
Right,
just
yeah.
A topical reference.
Yeah, because they're in town tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very close call, but also very scary situation because the murderer and the attempted cop killer is still at large.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, so be on alert if you are down in that neck of the woods in South Dallas, I believe. So, big news for Dickies Arena. We've talked about Dickies Arena is really risen amongst the what they term mid-sized venues.
Yeah. What is it? 12, 14?
Yeah, I think it's around 12.
Okay.
And so it won some award last year as one of the top venues of that size in the world. It is
a nice,
fantastic venue.
It is so good.
Yeah, so that's where you guys were for Pearl Jam last night. Pearl Jam will be there again on Friday. They have the Arctic Monkeys on Saturday. So many good shows. Well, they've scored another coup as the United States
hot dog.
The United States hot dog. No, it's the U.S. Gymnastics Championships will once again be hosted at Dickies Arena next summer.
Okay.
So they did this. They did this
Monty's
in 2021 before the Tokyo Games, and so this is the last event before the Olympic trials and then the Paris Olympics.
For the men's and the women's?
I think this is just the women's.
Okay. You know, there was a time,
or maybe
Dave,
it's both. Maybe it's both. I don't even know.
There was a time.
We're all learning together.
I feel like in the 80s, like right now, women's gymnastics, obviously at the Olympics, is one of the biggest things that
I think it's
there
both.
is. But there was a time when men's gymnastics was like just as big.
Yeah, no one cares about men's anymore.
Why is that? Like, it's still, they're better at it.
We're waiting for the next one.
I mean, I guess
Yeah, we really are.
Like there's the pommel horse for dudes, there's the balance beam for dudes, there's the
parallel bars.
No, they don't do. Oh yeah, the parallel bars.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then they
'cause
do
women don't do that.
They do the single bar. The girls do the
No,
double
they
bar.
can't. They
Guys
don't
do
know.
the single bar.
They do
right?
the cooking bars.
Okay.
Where they roast a chicken real quick. So they're turning flips. It's the heat of their body as they're turning.
Right. It's like a rotisserie. It's exactly right, Snake. Yeah, so it's cool that this big national event. It's the big tune-up before the Olympic trials, before the Olympics. So
yeah, people show up. Now, what about
this? Will be May 30th to June 2nd, and then the Paris Games will be July 26th through August 11th next summer.
You know, the LSU team with the what's the girl's name?
The NIL chick.
Yeah,
the twins.
Dunn? No, not everything's twins.
No,
Bob.
I think they're.
No. This is not a twin.
The NIL, there are twins.
What's the girl's name, guys?
Twins.
What? Olivia Dunn. Thank you. It just takes horny guys out there to tell me. Yeah.
Check his Instagram feed.
Yeah, Olivia Dunn. She's making $10 million a year or whatever. But I hear that like the LSU gymnastics events when they go on the road wherever they are, like it's sold out. And it's all frat guys that show up and be like, yeah, Olivia, what's up?
I would like to apologize. The Cavender twins, who make $2 million in NIL.
Is that basketball?
They go to Miami, yes.
Oh, yeah.
They go to Miami.
And one of them doesn't really play very much, right? There's
You
one
have to be
of
good.
them.
Beats
One of
me.
them's a
I don't
point
know.
guard, and the other one rides the bench.
Which one makes cowboy boots?
That's Cavender's Boot City.
You guys are all so close. All right, another bit of Fort Worth news. Your buddy, Shaq, is in town this weekend.
I texted him.
He has his Bass All-Stars Music Festival on Panther Island Saturday night.
I said, hey, you want to help promote the show, and we'll do it. And guess what he
Nothing?
said? Nothing.
He doesn't need your help. because
Probably
they are expecting more than 13,000 people at this
What?
thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy crap!
like it's a big EDM fest. And
So that's all it is. It's not like bands. It's just a bunch of
I mean,
DJs.
there
and
might be
techno
there
and-
might be some bands, but you
Just
know,
dudes
it's,
in vests and
Ray Guy
pacifiers.
died this morning.
Yeah,
it's definitely Shaq doing his DJ bit, and then it's a bunch of other DJs and EDM artists.
like
as
what is
well.
Shaq doesn't need money, and this is like his off-season thing. But
Why?
what is I know what
What's the end game here,
it just
Shaq?
must be so fun for him to do that. But I'm okay. So
remember he set Luca up in a villa over in like Italy, and then DJ'd for Luca.
It's so weird.
He just loves to do it.
Think about it this way, Bob. So tonight, Tenacious D is playing Jack Black. Why does Jack Black do this?
Yeah.
Like Jack Black easily makes 10, 15 million a picture, but he does this just because it's fun, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's probably good money for Shaq. Probably better money for Shaq.
For Jack Black, he also probably wants to do his buddy
Kyle?
KG a solid.
Man, I don't think so. I think it's just fun.
Okay.
They just have a good time up there.
So
Wants to show off
one
his
of the
beard.
things that residents over near Panther Island are concerned about is all that bass.
Yeah.
And there's a resident that says that shows at Panther Island are very disruptive to our lives.
I would love to know.
When did Karen say that?
I would love to know how many drops. Like, if somebody is going to go out there this weekend, how many
bass drops? Like,
yeah.
no.
Every time, yeah.
Man, I feel it.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh my God, I've never ever heard this before.
Wait, here's Dave's specialty. Besides him having a magical anus, this is his specialty.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So,
So the Tarrant Regional Water District, I guess, is the operating body of Panther Island. Okay.
that was perfect, actually. You don't have to apologize at all.
So they have implemented some noise control efforts, and they have adjusted the cutoff to midnight instead of 2 a.m. to try and appease local residents, and they have set up a hotline number if you want a Karen.
Right. This is
I can
loud.
still hear the bass.
Yeah, they keep dropping, and it's so annoying and loud.
And so we are still giving away a pair of Cowboys tickets courtesy of Miller Lite.
We are.
For this weekend. And if you go out to the Death Star this weekend, they have new menu items
Are
that
you going?
you can sample.
I know you were.
No.
Weren't you going to go when Aaron?
No, I'm going. Yes, I'm swinging back to the Cowboys game. I'm going to Stillwater, and then I'll be back for Sunday's Cowboy game.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Are you going to the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because
you'll know
you were
now.
you were thinking that you were going to see your hero.
Dak Prescott, yes.
Not that one. The one whose leg is currently hanging by a thread.
Yes.
Well, we're wishing him well in his recovery.
Isn't it weird that two of your quarterback heroes both almost lost a foot?
Monty?
No.
Monty, Dion.
No.
Oh.
Dak
Oh.
and Rodgers.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's wild.
So, unlike the ballpark
You're
where
so in Dak's back pocket. So sick of it.
where the Rangers,
top
they
three
have the
quarterback.
boomstick and they have insane foods. The Cowboys Stadium concessions, they do it a little bit closer to the vest, but it's still over the top. So these are the new items for 2023. You can get brisket mac and cheese.
Yums.
Sounds delicious. If you would rather not use a utensil to eat,
no.
you can get brisket mac and cheese balls that are breaded in barbecue Fritos and fried.
Interesting.
What's the sticker on that?
We don't have prices, unfortunately.
$32.99.
I was going to say 40.
They have three new hot dogs. They have the barbecue dog that is topped with brisket,
Hot
fried
dog.
onions, candied jalapenos, and barbecue sauce. The BLT dog that has bacon alongside the dog, and then lettuce and tomatoes on top. And then the New York onion dog, grilled onions and pico. There's also, for you, because I know you love a good sandwich.
I do.
The turkey sandwich with bacon, avocado, and bacon jam aioli.
Okay.
They have a birria quesadilla that has beef pepper jack and Oaxaca cheese.
Is this at all the concession stands?
I don't know.
Are these all from Post Malone's dad's cookbook?
Yes. Yeah. They have flaming hot Cheetos elotes.
Oh, man.
And they don't have the lineman's reward, but they do have the lineman burrito. It's a 17-inch tortilla stuffed with mac and cheese, brisket, jalapeno pepper jack sausage, pico, and jalapenos. That is a gut bomb and a half.
Recipe for diarrhea.
Do you know what my dream is? My dream is to...
Hopefully Tyron doesn't eat one of those before the game.
Yeah, that looks great.
My dream for technology, so I want scientists to work on this, is to find a way to weigh AT&T Stadium at 1 o'clock and then weigh it again at 7 o'clock to see the collective weight gain of the patrons for Cowboys Jets.
By the way,
I think it's probably possible to gain 10 pounds at a Cowboy game.
It has to be.
Shout out to Dickies because my chicken tender basket last night, $12.
Nice.
That's not bad.
No.
Right? Ham, you should eat there more often.
I might go out there tonight.
Yeah, why not?
What's happening
All right,
there?
Dave. Thank you very much.
Doesn't matter. Just go.
Right.